Welcome to semester 2 of SendCutSend Community College and our CNC facility. In this semester, we're going to focus on learning the language of the CNC machinist. We're going to learn the ins and outs of the machines, the verbiage that you need to know, and how to design real-world parts to be made at a place like SendCutSend. In the first lesson, we're going to go over the anatomy of the CNC machine, so let's get into it. Since we're focusing on CNC machining in this semester, what better way to start than actually becoming intimate with the machine that we're designing around? Now, this is one of our brother machines here, and inside of it is going to be a lot of important caveats that you need to know when designing those parts. Now, the first thing that we're going to want to talk about is the anatomy. The spindle, which is actually hidden right now since this machine is off, will come down and grab onto one of our collets. Now that ends up spinning that collet, that spindle does, and inside that collet mounted is our end mills. Now there's a lot of different collets inside this machine holding a lot of different end mills, and this right here is, in particular, is called our auto tool changer. Since we have different end mills for different operations, this machine is allowed to grab those end mills automatically in the background to do those different features. So again, spindle comes down, grabs the collet, collet's holding that end mill. The end mill does the dirty work for us. It's actually removing the material from the billet to expose the part that's within it. Now, as that comes down, our part is going to be mounted inside the machine on the bed. Now, on this particular machine right here, we have a 4th and 5th axis adapter that has a vise mounted on top of it. This allows us to move that material in different orientations so that we can expose different areas, less setups, better tolerances, and more complexity that we can do with this part. This vise right here is just simply grabbing onto the billet chunk and holding onto it for dear life, essentially, while it's being cut and manipulated through it. Additionally speaking, is we have a probe in this machine. This is a great way for us to check our Z heights on our tools to make sure we know where they're at in space. So the end of the tool, we need to know exactly where it's at. Also, another probe that's inside this machine we'll end up finding and touching off to the outside edges of the part to make sure it knows where it's at in the XYZ coordinates. We're going to talk about that more in the next lesson. Now, this is our control panel for this machine. This is where the operator can see where it's at in the program, what it's currently working on, what tools loaded. They can manipulate and override feeds and speeds when it comes to the spindle's rotational speed and the translation speed of the machine. And they have this big, great red button here for the emergency stop if everything goes really, really south. Now, safety-wise, these machines have this awesome door here that they can see inside the machine while it's running, but this machine will not run with the door open. There's an actual stop in here that electrically stops the entire process. This glass right here is like bulletproof glass. If the end mill breaks or the piece of material tries to come out, it's going to block that from the operator. Another really cool thing about these machines is that they can come with robotic arms that automatically load the machine from the side. Now, this robotic arm doesn't know where anybody or person is, and so we encircle it with a cage around it so that it's only focused on grabbing that material, taking it out of the cassette, and putting it inside the machine. Now that we better understand the machine that we're talking about and designing around, in the next one, we're going to talk about how the spindle and the bed interact with each other and how that affects your design. So we'll see you on the next one.